What's up, MV? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, John?
I hear you
Hey, I'm
loud and
doing good,
clear.
man. It seems like I'm always the one who calls in because nobody else has the balls to. Are you a fan of flipping tires and then the battle ropes, like for strength and conditioning?
I do have battle ropes. I've never really had a tire around to flip, but I don't think that's a problem. One of our big things that we did for strength condition, not strength conditioning, but for cardio at AKA was we have our legendary bike workout. It's a 30-minute bike workout. I have my program on Gumroad. It's a 12-minute bike workout. It's a condensed version. And basically you have, a minute on the bike and then a minute of work. And then you just keep rotating back and forth for 30 minutes. You have certain thresholds on the bike you want to maintain, certain RPMs you want to maintain every time you're doing that. You want to make sure you're sprinting, not taking it easy. And when you come off the bike and you do work, that's a sprint too. You're supposed to be doing it hard, doing as much as you can. And you can play around with what those work rounds are. And one of the things you can work into them is the battle rope. And that's something we did often. Have a battle rope. You do different types of things with that battle rope for the minute, and then you jump back on the bike. I think mixing that into some of your HIIT cardio is great. I think it's great. It gets you really tired. There's a lot of good different types of workouts and different movements with it. I like it.
Like, are you talking about like drills or grappling or pummeling or?
It could be. It could be. There's a bike minute and the work minute. That's how I referred to it. And the work minute could be we had like a never ending rope pull machine, like a rope machine. So like you just keep pulling the rope and it'd have tension on it and you would just keep pulling it. And that was like one of the things you could do for a minute was just keep pulling that rope. But we would also do things like if you were fighting. I remember when I was fighting like Jake Shields, Crazy Bob kept making me get down on the ground and putting me in mount and putting me in back. And I would have to fight up for that minute. And he would kept making me doing that. Oh, it was awful. That was death. Because you're already tired and sweaty. And then somebody's like on top of you and you got to fight up and fight hard to get away in that minute. And if you don't do it, like you're kind of a bitch because you just laid there for a minute. So like, yeah, it was brutal. And it's funny because what happens is that minute on the bike, that sprint on the bike becomes the rest because it's a constant output. You hit we used to say you'd have to go at least 76 RPMs. That was like our cutoff, our threshold. So if you're doing 76 RPMs at least or higher, right, that was constant. So that constant movement became a rest because it was easier than the sporadic punching combinations or pummeling back and forth or drilling certain techniques on the wall. And you could craft that cardio workout to specifically what you needed for that fight. If you knew you were fighting somebody you're going to be striking a lot with, you could do a lot of striking drills in that minute. Slip, punch, come back, fade hook, different types of things like that. Slip, throw punches into the shot. If you knew you were going to have to trade punches to get to your takedown, there's all kinds of little tweaks you could make to fit your fight better.
Do you shadow box and sprawl every day?
When we were fighting, yeah, I would say 3 to 4 days a week. There's a significant amount of shadow boxing. The days that we had wrestling, we did what we call stance motion, which is basically shadow wrestling. You'd go 5 minutes, and then DC or whoever was running practice would call out, shot, sprawl, down block, defend the double, cross block, and then you just keep going. Feint, you hit the fake, you do snatch single, you'd fake the snatch single, but you'd have to stay in your wrestling stance that whole 5 minutes. You want to be the asshole coach on your day, and you guys are standing up. They get tired and they stand up and they walk a minute and they get back in their stance. Be like, all right, fuck you, start it over. We'd start the clock over, everybody'd moan, and then do it again. But
Yeah, it's
shadow
grueling. Wrestling's so grueling.
the wrestling is grueling.
It's grueling. Yeah.
One of the reasons I recommend jujitsu so much for self-defense is because it's the one sport, it's the one martial art you can spar 100% 5 days a week and you'll be okay.
Mm.
But I couldn't recommend you wrestling 100% 5 days a week,
Smashing heads.
getting snapped down. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
somebody hurt something, sprained something. Even boxing or Muay Thai. Could you imagine sparring 100% 5 days a week?
Bust your nose. Yeah.
Brain damage, hurt your hand, hurt your wrist. There's all kinds of
Yeah.
stuff.
What's your thoughts on Olive versus Makachev? I don't know if someone's asked you before. I know you biased, right, because it's your training partner, but I'm curious, just where do you see like the best chances of Olive's kind of pulling it off? Probably submission-wise, right?
They're both pretty slick on the ground, quite honestly. Khabib was more of like in your face. I'm gonna smash through you and take you down and beat the crap out of you. Where Makhachev, he's more slick. He's more technical. He'll foot sweep you when you're not paying attention. You know, he'll throw a combo, slip in, clinch you quick, foot sweep you. Next thing you know, you're sitting on your butt. You're like, damn it, I can't believe he just did that. And then he's more slick with his hips. He's going to turn angles on you more. He's going to try to collect arms. So he's got more slick jujitsu. He's not shoving the wrestling down your face as much as Khabib is. But I think he's going to have a strength advantage over Charlie Olives. But it's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a good fight. I give a slight lead over to Makhachev, but I am biased because I have worked with him. I have not worked with Oliveira. So like there's always the untangibles you don't know about. You don't know about strength, flexibility, timing, unless you actually are in there with the guy. But you know, Oliveira, man, he's good. He's good. Like he's always in the fight. He's always moving, and I like the way he fights from his back. He doesn't stop moving. Right? He's very reminiscent of Frank Shamrock versus Tito Ortiz. The way guys are supposed to fight from bottom, you know, constantly moving, constantly attacking, constantly working for the sweep or trying to get up. He's not going to close his guard and hug and look at the ref waiting to get stood up. Yep.
Yeah, definitely, man. Thank you for that. Just one last question, and then I'll hop off. Kind of Red Pill related. So for you, like, what would be a tip for someone like me? So first date for a chick that I'm gaming. Obviously, you're a lot more experienced, status and stuff like that. So I just kind of wanted your opinion. First date for a chick that I'm gaming.
If it's first date and you're just meeting her and you don't have much invested into her and she hasn't shown much investment into you, go light, right? Like I like meetups first. If I can do meetups with a coffee or a drink, that's better. Something that's 30 minutes to an hour, and you've got other plans. You got to go somewhere else. That tends to be something that's good because you don't end up investing. You don't want to go to dinner because you don't know if you're going to like this person. Now you're sitting down for an hour, 2 hours with somebody you don't like, and you're paying for their meal. That's not going to work out well. If it's somebody you already kind of know well, and you already click, you already vibe, she's already invested into you. She's shown high investment into you. She's shown high desire into you. Like, you can just set a place and she's like, yes, I can't wait to go and meet there. Like a girl who's really invested into you will climb through barbed wire to hang out with you. She will not like make it hard for you to hang out. Oh, well, I have this going on, or I have this going on, or whatever. She doesn't care, right? She could be a surgeon and have brain surgery in the morning, but she'll go out of her way to spend time with you if she's really invested. If you have a girl like that, then take her to do something that you enjoy. So that way, even if the date isn't fun or she don't like her, like at least you have fun.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah. Thank you for that, man. I'm going to hop off, but I really appreciate it.
No problem, man. Thanks for calling in. Thanks for having the guts to come in, say hey.
Yeah. Peace.
All right, man. All right, guys. See how it's done? Take her bowling. That can be that's a big investment. Play a whole game of bowling. It's not cheap these days either. That's more of like a third date, fourth date type thing, man. Make sure she's actually into you. Make sure she's into you.